You don't need a girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever you want to call your significant other. I genuinely think this is something that I didn't really understand for a long time until recently. I had a good conversation with one of my best friends literally yesterday, and the basis of the conversation was just talking about relationships because he recently got into a long-term relationship with someone who we were mutual friends with. We met this girl at work, and then eventually we just all became friends after a few years. A few years later, my friend expresses that they have mutual interest in each other, and basically they go from friends to lovers. I was in the car with him, and we're on our way to go pick up his girlfriend, and we just randomly started talking about relationships because personally I've never been in a relationship ever in my life, and that's mostly because I just don't I just don't have the opportunity, and if I do, it just doesn't work out, which is fine. But we were recently talking about what I would want in a relationship, and honestly it got me thinking because for the longest time I've always said that yeah, if I get into a relationship that would be fun, I would enjoy it. But recently in the last few months, ever since something happened where I liked a girl and she didn't like me back, etc., you guys probably know the story if you watch my channel, I started to really think about things that I would want personally if I was ever to get into a relationship again. And I never thought about that before wanting to be in one or having a crush on a girl or wanting to date them. It's something that kind of just slipped my mind. I never really put much thought into it. I just thought, the idea of having a girlfriend is really cool, but what would I really want out of it? For example, while we were in the car, he was talking to me about how he used to be very addicted to weed. He dropped weed and he started saving a ton of money. But once he started getting a girlfriend, all that money that he would save because he wasn't smoking so much ended up going into his relationship. And part of that got me thinking about how expensive, or maybe not expensive, a significant other could be, but also just the amount of commitment you have to do to make sure your significant other is, treated fairly. You guys are able to do cool things go on dates and spend money on each other and give each other gifts and just the basic things, As I'm sitting here in this car, I'm drinking a protein shake because, I've been getting those gains, and I'm thinking man, do I really need a girlfriend? Do I really want a girlfriend right now? And at that moment, I really thought, wow, I genuinely don't. I don't. And maybe this is my turning point of growing up and figuring out that oh, if I want to have a girlfriend, it's not I have to meet a certain criteria for them. I feel it's more I have to meet a certain criteria for myself, because in my opinion, if you were to get into a relationship, I feel a big topic is codependency, or feeling you how do I say it? There's this song I believe called Fade Into You. It kind of explains what I'm trying to talk about perfectly, but practically you kind of get so obsessed with your significant other that you put so much time and attention into them that you kind of forget about yourself, and you don't treat yourself well. In this moment, I'm in the car, it's 6 p.m, it's raining, it was on a Monday afternoon or night at this point because daylight savings. I'm damn, I really don't need a girlfriend. I think I just need to understand myself and love what I like about myself before I can get into a loving relationship. Because if you don't really have that boundary set in yourself, when you go out and look for a significant other, you're going to be trying to love something when in reality you're just avoiding your own human being, your own mind. And it was kind of crazy to come to that realization. And honestly, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, because for example, some things that I would want to do before I got a significant other was to be able to reach certain goals in my life. For example, one of my goals is, if I have a significant other, right, I want to be able to do things like rock climbing or hiking, cool adventurous stuff. But where I'm at right now, from a cardio standpoint and just my health in general, I can't really do a lot of that. And for me personally, if my goals for a relationship is to be able to do these type of activities with my significant other, I feel I owe it to myself to be able to make my body good enough to the point where I could do those things. It was just a self-realization moment. I just felt I just unlocked a new part of my brain. Another thing, for example, for me is I want to be able to be at a point in my life where when I eventually do have a significant other, a girlfriend, I would want to be able to take her to nice places, or be able to pay for certain things. and things like that. Like right now, I'm practically unemployed because, well, the job market's really bad. And also, I got let go from my job. So it is what it is. But like, I want to do like certain cool things that a boyfriend should be able to do with their girlfriend, but I'm just not at that point in life. And I feel like a lot of people get so obsessed with the idea of having a significant other, they kind of avoid themselves, just lose their identity. That's literally one of the big reasons why I had such a hard time when I had a relationship kind of like have a falling out, because I liked her and then she didn't really like me back as much as I thought she did. And when that happened, I like literally practically mentally died. Like I didn't die, I'm over exaggerating, but like mentally I just wasn't there. Like I felt like, oh my God, the world's ending. When in reality, it's not. The world was ending in a sense of like I was losing what I thought was a part of me, but that a part of me was just her. Like that, it was just her. Like I literally absorbed everything about her and turned it into my personality, and I lost myself. I think having the small reality check with my friend in a car just randomly really helped me understand a ton that like when you want to be in certain relationships, you have to be able to not lose yourself and have that amount of self-respect to not let yourself go, because that's a big thing. Like you can't let yourself go, because if you do, then like you're gonna end up like me, where like you have like 3 months of just eternal heartbreak until like you have a breakthrough in the middle of the night or like on a random weekend, and your life just starts to feel better because you start doing things that you enjoy. Like for example, when I got over my experience, something that I was avoiding a ton was doing simple things like playing video games with my friends. Like I would literally self-isolate because I was like, oh my God, I'm so gloomy and I'm bored and like, ugh, my life is a drag. Like I was Shikamaru or something. But in reality, the best thing to do for myself was to go play games with my friends and go out and do things like play pool. I literally went out to like a billiards bar recently with my friends to just go play pool. I learned the sport. Like it was a fun experience, but that's something that I wouldn't do in like September because I was just so gloomy and sad and depressed. I slowly, in the last couple months or so, I've been slowly picking myself back up and gaining a personality again and not being so self-absorbed into another person that I like. I just think that at the end of the day, if you like someone, that's good. But I think the best part about understanding when it is the right time to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend is a pretty smart thing to know about yourself. I have goals written down in my notes section on my phone that I must hit before I feel that I'm good enough to be able to get a girlfriend. It's just like for myself mentally, I feel like I have to reach these goals before I could actually enjoy a relationship. I'm kind of just ranting at this point. This is the point of the channel. Just my internal thoughts, get them out there on the internet for you guys to enjoy. Speaking of enjoying, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I started this channel randomly the day or like a few days before Thanksgiving, and I'm at 1,000 subs. Like, you guys are insane. Thank you guys for listening to me rant about stupid stuff or just interesting topics. I know I say stupid, but like, it is what it is. But I really do appreciate you guys. I don't even know if this video makes sense. I hope it does. Have a great night or day whenever you're watching this. I'm sorry I'm stuttering. Have a good day and peace.